Hi, this is Lot with Black Bear Dog Trading. Welcome. I appreciate all of you being here. We left the last video with basically having a dynamic trading strategy set up, and I explained what all the various components of the strategy are and what their purpose are for. And in a nutshell, let's quickly reiterate. Our OBV, or on balance volume, is to determine buyer or seller strength. Our ADX is to determine the actual trend strength. The DI plus and the minus DI are to confirm the direction of the trend, as is the 100 EMA to determine the direction of the trend. And then buy or sell signals are based on all of these concepts, including if price is above the 100 EMA and all the prior signals are set go, we have buy opportunity, and we stay in the buy opportunity until such time that price retraces below the 20 EMA, which is the dashed line right here. And that is the same for a sell position. This is the concept of our dynamic trading. Everything adjusts automatically. There is no other than just analyzing the signals, what you're being given here. There is nothing else for you to do. Unfortunately, that's not the end of dynamic trading. There is more to it. In fact, the next steps are actually crucial. And this dynamic part relates to your stop loss, your take profit, your lot size, and even your support and resistance levels. And all of those need to be dynamically adjusted as well, based on market volatility, based on current strength of not only trend but price. So there's a lot more to it. And the risk management portion of it, being your stop loss, your take profit, and your lot size, needing to be updated automatically on the fly when market conditions change, is a crucial component of dynamic trading or adaptive trading. Now, that means that you actually would need to recalculate every bar or candlestick. You need to, if you're in a trade, you would have to recalculate your stop loss and your take profit. Before entering a trade, you would have to recalculate what your lot size would be based on all the conditions that I had just mentioned. And you need to do that for every single currency pair that you want to trade. In my case, there's 7 of them. That is an awful lot of work. It's tedious, it's time consuming, it's mentally challenging, and make one mistake and it throws everything off, and you're basically, asking for disaster, period. So this is, I had promised you a surprise, a gift. This is where my gift comes in. I actually have a dynamic EA that does everything we've discussed up to this point, including your risk management, all dynamically, adaptively, on the fly. And it's once installed, it not only will do this for every currency pair that you have on the chart, but it will automatically analyze every currency pair, up to 7 pairs, that you have in your market watch. So let me load this up on the chart right now at this point in time. In MT4, you press Control N to bring up your navigator, and we go down to Expert Advisor. It's called Dynamic EA. I click on it and drag it over to my chart. This is the entire user menu, all the components of it, and I'll go through this in part 2 of this video, or this video that you're viewing right now would just become way too long. So we click on OK, and here you go. click on X, and that will literally close out your navigator. And now here's what you have. Dynatrade, I'm in manual mode. This little EA can run entirely on autopilot. Will everything do absolutely everything it needs to do 100% on autopilot. Analyzing the OBV, the ADX, the 100 EMA price in conjunction to the 100 EMA, enter a trade, close out a trade, set stop loss, set take profit, dynamically stored, readjust support and resistance levels, the whole 9 yards. I don't recommend that once you have this installed that you activate that feature, because you really want to be in charge of your trades. So other than letting this EA do all the analysis, you still do the trading itself. And if you set it to manual mode, as I have it right here, it means that the system will let you know when it found a signal. It will let you know what the lot size is. It will automatically set stop loss, take profit levels, the list goes on. And on top of that, it will then also let you know when it's time to close or exit the trade based on market conditions again. So for the time being, like I said, I'll make another video just about explaining all these items, what they mean and how they relate to the strategy. For now, I'm going to close this down. This is the core of the actual trading system that we are going to use. Once we load this on our chart, we do no longer need the OBV, so we can get rid of that. And in all honesty, you can also get rid of the ADX, because this again will do all the calculations automatically based on all the previous factors that I discussed in prior videos. Personally, I like to leave it only because, like I said, I like to have some control of what's going on. It is, after all computerized, and technology can and at some point will fail. I mean, that's just the way it is. So first, I don't need the OBV because it just tells me buyers or sellers who are in charge, and that is clearly visible here, and I will explain some of this to you already now. But I leave the ADX. That's it. Let me show you what is happening here. So as you see, it takes up to 7 pairs directly from the market watch in the order they are in the market watch, and each pair gets analyzed and updated according to changes that are happening on the fly. As you see, signals are constantly going back and forth, and it tells you exactly what is happening. There is no guessing here. It tells you the volatility, which is measured by the average true range indicator, or ATI, currently is low, meaning there is not much happening as far as traffic is concerned. Not too many traders are online. The ATR, or average true range, calculates how much price has moved over a certain period in time compared to past period, so that it knows whether it's going to extreme highs or extreme lows, or it's staying within the range that it's been for the period that it's set to. In our case, that defaults to 14. And at this point in time, it tells you that we are low volatility. Now, the highlighted symbol, as you can see right here, tells me that I am in a trade, and it tells me the currency pair. In this case, I am in a trade for the Euro USD. It's a test trade that I started yesterday already, and automatically it calculated a buy position at 0.4 lots, and that's what I entered in. I'm not going to lie, I'll show it to you. This is right now in a loss of 123, but it will reverse and it will go back up. And as I told you, it was the Euro USD, so it actually went down while I entered it. I can't remember exactly where. I think it was around there. I deleted the lines because I wanted to start with a clean chart, but this will reverse and will go back up. And That is what that means when the symbols are highlighted. It will show you what the currency pair you have an open order for when it's bold like this, and it will show you also the position that you're in. So on top of it, if you were to change charts, you get an indication on the bottom here telling you that you have an open order for a specific currency pair. So you will never forget if you don't happen to look at this. And what exactly does this tell you here? Well, let's go through this. As I said, volatility is how busy is it in the market. And I already explained what the ATR is and how it's being used. Then we have a price extremity, or known as Z score in the analytical world, and that means neutral. So what is Z score? What in heaven's name does that stand for, and why is that important? Well, Z score is how price is depending on the way it was, whether or not the market is overbought or sold. And it really just tells us, that's all it tells us, based on prior levels. Are we way too high or are we way too low? If we're way too high, there is a very good chance that trend will start to reverse, price will start to come down, and we may have a sell opportunity. If we're oversold, means price is way too low, and price may reverse and trend may reverse, and we may have a buy opportunity. So that is what Z score does. Right now it's neutral. That means we're sitting on a normal variance in distance from the EMA to the high of price right now. Then we have momentum. Momentum is strength. Momentum simply says whether we have a strong trend, a weak trend, or right now it's a neutral trend. And you can see it's gradual. And right here, the ADX is slightly starting to come down. Although, if you remember in prior video, I said between 25 and 40 is usually good. We are between 25 and 40, but we're gradually coming down. And plus DI and the minus DI are not too far apart from one another. And in fact, here you go. The minus DI just overtook the plus DI, another indication that trend may slightly be reversing to the downside. Then we have OBV, or on balance volume, and that simply tells us whether the buyers are in charge or putting pressure on right now, or the sellers are putting pressure on. And right now at this point in time, this is neutral. As you see, it is different for every currency pair. While the Euro USD shows me the trend being neutral, on the USD JPY, it shows that the trend is down, and it gives you a percentage. Don't have to pay too much attention to the percentage. More importantly is trend down, so a sell opportunity may be forming. And you go through this. For example, if we go to the Australian USD, here we go. I just told you that a sell opportunity may be forming for the USD JPY, and here it popped up. Confirm a sell for the USD JPY. Excuse me. And it automatically calculated a 7.54 lot. And we can go to the USD JPY. We're on the chart, and exactly as I had mentioned, the ADX is starting to go down. The price is starting to go down. We never look at the active candle, always the closed candles as part of dynamic trading. So I can click on this and it will already enter the sell position right now. But I'm not going to do that because I already have one open, the Euro USD, and I really manage my risk by only trading one currency pair at a time. So after some time, this button will disappear on its own. There you go. And you will be given a notice in the expert tab that trade confirmation timed out. But on the new bar, since I am on the 1 minute chart to show you how all this works, if the conditions are still true, you will get the exact same button popping up again. So the longer time frame, the fewer the button will pop open as long as the conditions stay the same. Excuse me, I keep gagging, goodness. The shorter the time frame, the more often that will occur. Okay, so in a nutshell, this is how this all works. And as we look, for example, at the euro, the US dollar, Swiss franc, we can see that the Z score is overbought. So if I were to go to that chart, the price here is too high, which tells me that this may, of course, take a while. It's not happening immediately, but it'll tell me that price eventually will start to reverse and come down. So this is a currency pair. If I want to monitor it manually, I can do that. If not, then I let the EA take care of it and do all the analysis for it. So last but not least, you have a button here that at any point in time you click on and it'll show you the take profit, I'm sorry, the resistance level and the support level. And you should always click on that before you enter a trade, even if the button pops up like it did with the USD JPY, to make sure that you're not already at a ceiling or at a support. And if it's a strong support, it may not go through, it may actually bounce and reverse. So you want to take that under consideration as well. You click on the hide button and it's gone. And again, this adjusts automatically as price moves, and it's different, as you see, for every single currency pair. Let's go here where we got the signal, the USD JPY. You see it went literally from where an entry would have taken place all the way up to the top. It's auto adjusting. You don't have to do any calculations. So here we go again. You see confirm sell for the USD JPY again, because that I'm on the 1 minute chart. So we're gonna get this per candle if or per bar, as long as all the conditions stay true. And again, I click on my support and resistance button, and again, as price starts to move, and I leave the support and resistance level on my chart, they will automatically adjust according to price movement. So this is now true dynamic, true adaptive trading. Everything is calculated and adjusted and readjusted on the fly as it's happening in the market. As you see, the entry I have for the Euro USD was only 0.4 lot size based on the conditions at that moment in time. As for the USD JPY right now, this would be actually 7.54 lot size, which is quite high, but there's a reason for that. The less volatility there is, the larger the lot size you can afford to trade with the least amount of risk, because price doesn't move all that much in one direction or another. It stays pretty much within the same range. Again, you see the button got removed, and again you got to notice trade confirmation timed out. So it's all on its own. As I was saying, here we go back again. I just started a new bar and price continues to go down. I could have entered that trade. I would have already had profit right now, but it's okay. It's for demonstration purposes. And last but not least, as I said, that if volatility is low, there isn't much movement, then you can afford to have larger lot sizes with shorter stop losses, because price doesn't move all that erratically one way or another, and the chance of you getting kicked out are low, so you can afford to risk more. Excuse me. And when price is high, volatility is high, excuse me, then it's just the opposite. Lot size will be smaller, because price will move much more erratically, and stop loss will automatically adjust and be set further away from entry, just so that again you have less chance of getting stumped out. So again, this EA is my gift to you. Tomorrow I'll show you where you can download it after I go over all the menu options so that you fully understand it. More than likely you will have to watch both videos again or a few times even to get a real good grasp of it. But I'm giving you this, my gift for being here on my site and on my channel and watching my videos. This is not available for purchase anywhere. At present, it only works with MT4. I am in the process of converting it to MT5 as well, but those are the only two platforms that this will work with. So anyway, that is it for today. Tomorrow we'll go into what all the options mean here. There are quite a few of them. Some of the terms you may be familiar with, you may not be familiar with. Don't be intimidated by it. I will explain everything. So there is no guessing on anything. You know exactly what everything does. Again, this is a complete 100% dynamic, or as it's often called, adaptive trading strategy. And you are now in a position to trade markets the proper way without having a fixed stop loss, a fixed take profit, a fixed lot size, and so forth and so forth. This is Load with Black Bear Dog Trading. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my content. I'll talk to you in the next video. Until then, take care and God bless.